what's known as the guilty knowledge test to show that breathing, pulse, heart rate, and skin conductivity can be significant.
Der Tatvissentest basiert auf der Idee, dass
the guilty knowledge test is based on the idea that you don't detect the lie itself. So you don't ask a question like,
Welcome to Big Buzz TV. Yes, today I thought I would broadcast from my home because I'm not lying today, but seriously, I've got a day off my work, the slave trade. Yes, I'm a bin man and I want to save my world. I'm watching a thing about lying at the moment and how politicians now lie to us, especially global politicians.
Gamma can read her reactions on the monitor.
Yet there's an objectivity and subjectivity to lying, isn't there?
No.
Whenever she recognizes something, the reading changes.
a wallet?
No.
But that's not actually why, because I feel we live in a world which is based on complete subjectivity, based on politics, based on systems and capitalism, which is actually made up, like money is made up, and how we're sort of living a lie, and we sort of believe it, because we've been lying so much we don't really know what the hell the truth is. Being objective is a very strange thing as well, because I'm thinking to myself, well, what is objective? I think objectively we can say we're destroying our planet. Objectively we could say that the system isn't working. But objectively I would say we all carry on. We read from the same script. So that is what Big Buzz TV is all about. We put people in charge, like colonels, let's say. A colonel was murdered recently in, was it Iran or Iraq? Never quite muddled up, always get muddled up between the two of them. And this colonel was blown up from the sky, very unmanly, I have to say, murdered with another high-ranking officer, I think, and was probably maimed loads of innocent people while they were passing by this car that blew up into smithereens. Now, to me, this warfare is sick, definitely sick. But a lot of people rejoiced, but didn't actually celebrate. They all said they've got rid of 2 terrorists, specifically 1 terrorist. The other terrorist wasn't so bad. And yet, of course, in that country, everybody was talking about terrorism from America and how disgusting it was that they just murdered one of their high-ranking, awfully nice men who happens to be very much involved with his country. And they're very religious, which is all subjective. So religious, money, subjective. Capitalism, consumerism, freedom is sort of subjective, isn't it? I would say it's sort of suggestive and not really actually objective. Then we come to energy. Now energy is quite simple. Light travels at 186,000 miles per second. Now nobody really argues with that, give or take a microsecond. So light is relatively slow, as Elon Musk said. What is interesting about it is that my idea of reshaping the planet is to do with questioning subjective and to accept we can be subjective, to suggest the solutions will be subjective. On the other hand, there's the objectiveness of creativity, which is a bit strange, in science. So we live in a very sort of random planet, which is, at the moment, we have got, I'm sorry of the complicatedness of this chart, it's very, very complicated. And so it's taken me years and years with Professor Freddie to work this one out. Right, okay, so from 2000 to 1990, basically, we have got an incredible growth of burning toxic fuel and CO2 emissions globally. And Britain, I have to say, has burnt more petrol last year, namely because we like four-wheel drives now. Bit irrational. Then we've got the profit. Oh no, here's CO2, there's the profit. Sorry, I got muddled up. So complicated, isn't it? But you can see how profit and CO2 sort of go hand in hand with toxic. Now, the more money they have, the more toxic your cash. Now, it's your money, it's my money, your money, they take. Then they fuel fear, uncertainty and doubt, FUD. Now, this was named actually from a big company that talked about fear, uncertainty and denial, which is basically subjective. It's not actually objective, it's to do with terrorism. Well, we all know terrorism is very subjective, depending on which side you're in. It's very creative terrorism as well. Murder, very creative. Depending on which side you are. The winners. Well, yes, aggression gets what you want. However, it is getting us into a hell of a mess, and that's why I propose we need new world leaders who are willing to write a new script about love, peace, appropriate technology, a lot of forgiveness, a lot of tolerance, and a lot of subjectivity. Saying, look, I have to say, I've got science here. We know this works. We also know it doesn't work with the monetary system. So we have to be prepared to get rid of work associated with wage. It just doesn't work. So Big Buzz TV, I am proposing that we look for world leaders, new leaders who are willing to make a script up. So there's no point in having the people who are very good at script writing. In this case, Donald Trump at lying, Bojo good at lying, because they're very good at reading the script. At least in Donald's case. Boris, I think, actually is so Bo-Nile, he's incredibly greedy, never bothered to look at the script. He just went on because he comes from established paths. It's almost like embedded in his brain. I think we might be able to work with Boris, but never mind about Boris. We need new leaders who are going to take us away from toxic oil. Cars with internal combustion engines burning toxic fuel will be banned. Money that is in the central bank will become people's money, not corporation money. We will take back all the money from big companies. We will put that money back into our planet. Strangely enough, we will all live safely. We will de-escalate armies and uncertainty. We will be open to subjectivity, but at the same time we'll all discuss openly about objective science and how we can all live on a beautiful planet with what religion you want, with what monetary system you want. Whatever you want is okay, as long as it is subjective and as long as it's not hurting people. So we are going to need a new system of cooperation and applying appropriate technology, which means sharing everything, but at the same time acknowledging some people might have a bit more money. I say a bit more, maybe £1 million more, but that's it. Not a billionaire, not a trillionaire, and companies certainly will all be non-profit companies. Yes, BP, Shell, Rockefeller Institute, all these companies will become, if you like, not public companies, but non-profit companies. So that's my proposal. That's Big Buzz TV. I'm broadcasting from Clonunderpants, where I live, with the cats. Yes, Grippy isn't here because he's terrified of cats. Wow, what a deterrent. I'm only lying. Of course he isn't, because he's only a stuffed animal. Anyway, love you. That's a broadcasting from Clonunderpants. Right, I'm just going to carry on watching about lying.
My mobile phone.
This becomes particularly clear with the picture of the stolen mobile phone.
Ooh, stealing.
The person begins perspiring more.
Yes, we've basically got the criminals in charge. Love you. Bye.